Flaps going away here. Again, this is a super rich engine, but when we're flying out in a 50-degree day, when it's normally 30 degrees out, I'll take it.
Remaining 10 minutes.
And yes, I could tune it quick, but I didn't make a hole for the tuning spot, so I'd have to take the whole cowl off. But this is safe to fly, and it does just fine. Tons of power on this engine, so you really don't need optimal performance here. Here's a good little fly by about half stick. And pull up on the end here. Do a little wing over. Power's still on, coming out. There we go. Come back through. We're here at Eli Field today. This is my home field. The sun in the middle of the day, Eli is right in front of the runway, so I usually like to use the ends a lot. And this airplane is equipped with our Spektrum Synapse Gyro, which is right now on 2x sensitivity with the knob turned all the way up. Nice full throttle pass for you. So this airframe is made by Phoenix. You can get it on towerhobbies.com. It is equipped, like I said, with the Saito FG90, so definitely on the higher end of the motor. But the sound that this thing makes, guys, is just absolutely incredible. So I opted to go with a little bit higher end motor. Obviously, you can do electric as well. You can do like a standard, single piston engine in there if you want. But man, I don't think there's any better way to do this airplane than with a Saito. Now, mounting the Saito is actually easy. You can't use a kilo ring or anything like that. You can use a standard exhaust system that it comes with. It just mounts right up. There was nothing I really had to do other than cut a spot for the carburetor to fit through the firewall. Tons of power, as you can see, all the way up. A nice big roll here. Out of the power for the down line. I have upgraded the magnetic ring on this motor to what they Morris Mini Motors, I think, makes it. It was recommended to me by a bunch of folks, so I went ahead and did it. Honestly, I flew it without it at once, and it worked fine, stock out of the box. There are plenty of people who say stock Saito 90s are perfect. There are plenty of people who say you need to modify them, so the jury's out for me. I haven't really just noticed a major difference on this system, on this magnetic ring. We're definitely flying a bit faster. I'm going to go ahead and drop in some flaps here, full flaps here. Let's get her slowed down. With this motor, the airframe is a little heavier loaded than if you were to run the electric or the standard gas setup. I do have all the battery packs in the almost very back, in the middle of the airplane, kind of below the wing. So it is a little still nose heavy, but it flies absolutely amazing. You just have to be careful on grass. I will have to get the weight back in the tail if I'm going to take this thing on grass, because it will nose over on a bump. I think I've gotten most of that out of it. I will say the first propeller and cowl went by the wayside because I had to pick up my airplane off the runway because it fell in the crack and tipped over. So that was unfortunate, but this airplane does an amazing job. You guys probably saw a video of Ali flying it before he left the country. And he really rang it out, obviously flying it non-scale. I'm flying it a little more scale, probably a little more sporty. Roll back the other way now, coming back all the way around towards the middle. You definitely have to use your rudder on this airframe. It's a huge rudder, so you don't need to use a lot. But it will, it's like a cut, really enjoy it. When you use that rudder, it makes it look a lot more coordinated. Going back all the way around now. Beautiful motor, guys. And this is running a little bit higher end servo. This is our 6350 Spektrum servo in all positions except for the throttle and choke. Actually, I don't have choke. And I just recently put on the Kali graphics. These graphics don't come with it out of the box. These are Kali graphics, so huge shout out to Kali for hooking me up. We had a slight issue with the first set of graphics. I had to remove those, but she sent out a new set free of charge, and hopefully these will be much better. It wasn't her fault. It really wasn't her fault at all. I think it was my fault. The way I adhere my graphics was more alcohol and Dawn dish soap, and I think I used probably a bit too much alcohol, and so therefore the graphics started to have an issue, but it seems to be working out. They take a while to put on, but all the blue and white and red dots seem to have an issue before. But now we're good. So thank you, Callie, for sending those out to me. This thing is now beautiful in the air. Come back and do a nice low pass here. Guys, I'm flying at less than half throttle this entire flight, so you can see how much power this motor has. And it's really zinging around. I'm not really trying to push it fast here. And being a little rich, I'm wanting to run the throttle up a little more than I would normally, just in case it does cut out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some flaps in to slow me down here and start backing off on the power. Absolutely beautiful airplane. I love the puffs of smoke and come back on the power. Yeah, I can tell it is definitely on the nose heavy side, but honestly, it flies so good, it's hard to really notice until you get it slow. Tons of power with this Saito, and it just sounds the part. Another cool thing I've got planned for this model is I will be putting a full set of U-lights in it. There are really, on the front of the wheel pants, there are 2 lighting spots, and you know, that's a great spot for some blinking lights. So I can't wait to put those on. This will be a scale plane for me. Obviously the Lysander being British, it's supposed to be more of a surveillance platform, but man, this thing flies all the parts really well. So we'll go ahead and start setting up for landing here. I'm gonna go ahead and dump in all my flaps at once. And we're gonna land on the runway because, again, a little nose heavy means that it's gonna wanna nose over on the grass. I'd prefer the grass most of the time with something like this with stiff landing gear, but this Lysander really settles down nicely. We're gonna try to land it at that end of the field, and you guys won't be able to see it as well. A little bit of a wind here. A little extra pop of throttle to keep it from stalling out on me, and just full up elevator here as I taxi back, slowing it down a lot. Now this is where it bit me the last time. Eli Field is currently not the smoothest field, and I'm gonna make sure we get that fixed, but for now I have to be careful not to run into a rut at slow speed. So we're just gonna get her back going, and then we're gonna kill the throttle here. Oh, that's the wrong switch. There it is. All right, guys, walk out here with me. So yeah, again, this is the FG90. This is the standard Falcon. I think it's a 2412 prop. That's the stock spinner that comes with the box. I am getting one created that is ahead of the propeller, just like the full scale. A gentleman in the UK is making that for me, so we'll be setting that up, and I'll show you guys more about that. Everything else here, again, if you want to walk around, you know, the Cali graphics turned out just absolutely beautiful on this airframe. You got the nice wing markings, and of course the side markings, and if I pull up the flaps, you can see the Sergeant Clifton Stewart Agent W5 there. This airframe is, I think, out of Canada, the full scale one, and really does a beautiful job in the model form. And you can see the left side of my airframe gets the most oil. That's, I guess, where all the exhaust is coming from. But these Saitos are really oily, but gives you some of that full scale oil leakage there. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I put a lot of time into it, and I'm really proud of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight, and all things considered, we'll be flying a lot more this season, and as the weather gets better and better. Right now, I can't believe it's 52 degrees on the 28th of December in 2024. But guys, have a great new year. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.